Welcome to my channel. Islam's 5 Pillars. The pillars of Islam are the 5 basic acts of worship that are considered mandatory for Muslims. These pillars are Shahada, declaration of faith in one God Allah, and that Prophet Muhammad is his messenger. Salah, performing the 5 daily prayers, Salat, facing towards Mecca. Zakat, giving a specified portion of one's wealth to those in need, as a form of obligatory charity. Sawm, fasting during the month of Ramadan, abstaining from food, drink, and other physical needs during the daylight hours. Hajj, making a pilgrimage to the holy city of Mecca at least once in a lifetime, if one is physically and financially able to do so. These 5 pillars are considered the foundation of Islam and are essential to a Muslim's spiritual growth and connection with God. Shahada, means of Islam. The Shahada is one of the 5 pillars of Islam and is considered the most important declaration of faith in Islam. It is the declaration that there is no God but Allah, and that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. The Shahada is a fundamental statement of belief in the oneness of God and the prophethood of Muhammad, and is the first step towards becoming a Muslim. Muslims are required to recite the Shahada regularly, including as part of their daily prayers and during important religious occasions such as the Hajj pilgrimage. The Shahada serves as a unifying force among Muslims, regardless of their cultural or ethnic background, and is a powerful reminder of the importance of faith and the submission to the will. Salah, means of Islam. Salah, also known as Salat, is one of the 5 pillars of Islam and refers to the ritual prayer that Muslims perform 5 times a day. Salah is a form of worship and a means of establishing a connection with Allah, and is considered a fundamental act of faith in Islam. The 5 daily prayers, which are mandatory for all Muslims who have reached puberty, are performed at specific times throughout the day and are intended to provide a spiritual connection with Allah, as well as a means of physical and mental purification. The prayer is performed facing the direction of the Kaaba in Mecca, which is considered the holiest site in Islam. The prayer consists of a series of standing, bowing, and prostrating postures, accompanied by recitations from the Quran and supplications to Allah. Salah is considered an act of obedience and submission to the will of Allah, and is intended to remind Muslims of their ultimate purpose in life, which is to worship and serve Allah. Sawm, means of Islam. Sawm, also known as fasting, is one of the 5 pillars of Islam and refers to the act of abstaining from food, drink, and other physical needs during the daylight hours of the Islamic month of Ramadan. Fasting during Ramadan is obligatory for all adult Muslims who are physically and mentally capable of doing so. The purpose of fasting is to develop self-discipline, self-control, and to increase one's piety and consciousness of Allah. It is also intended to help Muslims empathize with the less fortunate and to increase their appreciation for the blessings in their lives. During the month of Ramadan, Muslims abstain from food, drink, and other physical needs from dawn until sunset. They also strive to engage in good deeds and to increase their worship of Allah, including through increased Quranic recitation and charity. The month of Ramadan is a time of spiritual reflection, growth, and renewal, and is considered a very special and blessed time in the Islamic time. Hajj, means of Islam. Hajj, also known as the pilgrimage to Mecca, is one of the 5 pillars of Islam and is considered mandatory for all adult Muslims who are physically and financially capable of undertaking the journey. The Hajj takes place during the Islamic month of Dhu al-Hijjah, and involves a series of rituals that commemorate the life and trials of Prophet Abraham, and his family. During the Hajj, Muslims from around the world gather in Mecca, dressed in simple white clothing, to perform a series of rituals that include circumambulating the Kaaba, running between the hills of Safa and Marwa, standing at the plain of Arafat, and offering animal sacrifices. The Hajj is a time of spiritual renewal, forgiveness, and reflection, and is considered the ultimate act of worship for Muslims. The Hajj is an important unifying force among Muslims and serves to break down barriers of race, ethnicity, and social status, as all pilgrims are considered equal before Allah. The experience of the Hajj is intended to inspire Muslims to return to their daily lives with renewed faith, commitment, and a deeper sense of purpose and connection with Allah. Zakat, means of Islam. Zakat is one of the 5 pillars of Islam and refers to the practice of giving a specified portion of one's wealth to those in need, as a form of obligatory charity. The practice of zakat is intended to purify one's wealth and to help those who are less fortunate, as well as to promote social justice and equity. Muslims who are financially capable of doing so are required to give a percentage of their wealth, usually 2.5%, to those in need. Zakat is typically given to the poor and needy, as well as to various Islamic organizations and charities that provide social welfare services. Zakat is not simply a charitable donation, but rather an act of worship and submission to the will of Allah. It is considered a means of purifying one's wealth and of cultivating compassion and empathy for those who are less fortunate. The practice of zakat is an important aspect of Islamic society and serves to promote the welfare of the community as a whole. It is a reminder of the importance of social responsibility and of the need to care for those who are most vulnerable. O Allah, grant us all the grace to follow your path. Ameen. If you like my channel, don't forget to subscribe.